the Uluru Statement from the heart that so many hundreds of people gathered, of First Nations people, around Uluru in May 2017. Since then, that movement has grown, and the movement needs to be more of the people's movement, because we here in both the Senate and the House are still struggling with the fact that the statement of the heart came from the heart, from people who want the Parliament to listen to the calls for a voice to the Parliament. It is not a third chamber to the Parliament, Madam Acting Deputy President. It is most definitely not a third chamber. And I do acknowledge that Barnaby Joyce, who has the member in the other House, has now said that he apologises for having called it a third chamber of the Parliament. And I accept that, I take that. I think that the more informed people can be, hopefully this debate can rise to a particular level that enables First Nations people to feel like they are being heard, know that they are being heard, but most importantly being respected in the fact that this has been a journey that has begun with First Nations people asking all Australians to walk with us. Sure, there's a fair bit to navigate through, and I know that the Indigenous Affairs Minister made a statement during the week in relation to this, in terms of a voice to the Parliament, in terms of constitutional conversations. And I know too that Linda Burney, as our Shadow Indigenous Affairs Minister, and certainly the Labor Party, have consistently stayed strong behind the fact that the voice is something that the First Nations people have asked since 2017, and we remain committed to that. But we're also committed to the fact that we have to do that together here in the Parliament. And I do commend the work of Ken Wyatt in trying to bring about greater understanding amongst his own colleagues, because that's what we're going to need more of. You know, the conversations and the discussions. But as I said, Madam Acting Deputy President, it must be in a way that enables First Nations people to lead that, so that there can be respectful debate. When I read articles that make references to the fact that this isn't what people wanted, a voice isn't the way to go, I would say to them, just take a deep breath and have a really good look around you. This is a journey that may have started with the Uluru Statement in 2017, but it goes way beyond that. We were here in the last sittings paying our condolences to former Prime Minister Bob Hawke, and we know that with the treaty statement at Barunga in 1988, that journey began then for the Parliament. But for First Nations people, it began way before then. In fact, you could go back, certainly to the Bark Petition in terms of the 60s. And we know that the Bark Petition is clearly an important petition that was brought here to the Parliament by the Yolngu people